Feminism can take many forms, from berating someone for opening a door because you're a strong, independent woman, to berating someone for not opening a door because you're a strong, independent woman who also deserves to be treated like a superior being. It gets really fucking confusing, so it's understandable why some people go into a spiral of madness and either join some kind of cult or start one of their own. I give you Colton Wayan, who decided to throw away how cool his name sounds and start a club for really, really nice men. Now I know what you're thinking. How sexist, right? Why not a club for really nice people? Well, the answer is Colton Wayan is fucking insane.
Get ready. I was asked to tackle feminism.
It must be where'd he go? Either we're cutting away to an intro or Colton Wayan pulled a sack over our heads. Did you see him though? It's not a scientific fact or anything, but I think people who look like Jesus genuinely believe they are Jesus, you know? Look at the lead singer of Nickelback. So hardcore in his belief that he's the Messiah, he crucified himself by being in such a shit band. Yeah, it was an intro, we're all good. A pretty poor introduction though, seeing as we only saw what that logo said for a moment, so don't worry buddy, I got your back. Here's the logo again. This is the Good Man Brotherhood, DC chapter, which I can only assume is the only fucking chapter, a club for good men who don't throw punches right away. Which is good for them, but don't tell me what to do, Colton Wayan. I'll punch when I want.
And when I mentioned it to my friends, some of which have pledged, they felt I should stay away from it.
Your friends might be right. It is not a subject that should be approached by a brotherhood of good men because they will inject you with their paralyzing venom and lay eggs in your stomach.
Their fear is that I'd end up losing part of my potential fan base.
Well, it depends on what you say. Looking at the pledge of the Good Man Brotherhood, available on coltonwayan.com/pledge, we can see you will only speak up to show a healthier way, so I'm guessing you're not going to say anything even mildly entertaining. And what's this one? If faced with an adversary whom threatens my life or those I love, will I then and only then use my skills in hand-to-hand combat to protect them? Fucking hell, you're mental! And what the fuck are you looking at?
But the truth is, we can't serve man and God.
God! He said God! There's religion, there's hand-to-hand combat, this is a fucking cult! Oh shit! Colton Wayan!
God or the greater good if you prefer. The greater good. Shut it! Karma, positivity, our life force. So if I fall prey to that, then who am I as a leader?
Who are you as a leader? You can't even look the fucking camera in the eye! Get a grip, dude! The good men of the Good Men Brotherhood are looking up to you!
If I'm just trying to build a fan base to what, monetize? That's not the point.
Yeah, it's not about money, is it? That's why membership to the Good Man Brotherhood costs $9.99 a month with a minimum of 12 fucking months. So if that's not the point, what other shades of fuckery are you hiding in your piss flaps?
The point is to spread the good word.
And it just so happens the good word is fucking expensive, but it's okay, because according to the pledge, you don't get to have any fun either. Fucking amazing sales technique, Colton Wayan. Well, go on then!
There's a lot of aspects we could discuss, but what I feel is most important is that feminism has nothing to do with chivalry.
Okay, so out of the many aspects we could be talking about, you're gonna say the most obvious fucking thing in the world. Well done, Colton Wayan.
I always say, if a woman goes to the hospital and she has a child.
So none of this applies to anyone who's had a home birth or pop one out in the middle of a Tesco car park. Strictly hospital births, okay? Everyone else can go fuck.
Does she want to go home to the type of man that turns to her and says, hey honey, you gotta get back to work, I don't know how I'm gonna make these bills happen?
Well, that just sounds like a responsible guy, really. I mean, he's got a kid now. Don't get me wrong, let the girl rest up for a week or so, you know, let the elastic come back to her cooch. But just because she squeezed out a tiny person doesn't mean the job's done. You still have to feed it and shit. Clearly, his salary isn't cutting it, that's why she came home to him from the hospital. He missed the birth of his child because he was working extra shifts. And he sat down, did the maths, right, very responsible, and came to a conclusion. Bitch, I'm whoring you out.
Or does she want to be with the kind of man who says, you love being a mother, you're exploring and finding this new path in your life, and I want to give you that opportunity.
Fuck off! She's only just come in through the fucking door. She might be a shit mother. She might get all postnatal and put it in the microwave. And you know, if she doesn't want to be with the type of guy who says she needs to go back to work ASAP, then she shouldn't have had a fucking baby with him. This whole scenario's some bullshit. You really haven't thought this through at all.
If you want to stay home for 3 months, 6 months, a year, maybe look for a new job, maybe create your own online business so you can be a stay-at-home mom, you can do that.
Right, well, now he's the type of guy who gives his missus permission to do things, as well as ignoring the fact they aren't earning enough money to pay the fucking bills. Motherhood doesn't keep the wolf from the door, and starting an online business is going to require some startup capital that they just don't have. I'm guessing the good man brotherhood isn't all that big on financial responsibility.
It's totally your choice. But in order for a man to be able to make that offer,
he has to think his wife or girlfriend is owned by him. You said it's your choice and then referred to it as an offer, so it's not a choice, is it? You're allowing her to do something. I'm guessing we're talking about an Islamic household, am I right?
we need to teach him how to, years in advance.
Oh, for fuck's sake, and teach him not to rape while you're there. It's always learning and teaching, isn't it? No one can be a cunt anymore, it's just they were taught to be disrespectful by society. If that really is the case, Colton Wayan, what happened to you to make you such a fucking cuck?
And unfortunately, I believe that feminism, although righteous, has diluted chivalry.
It's full of deluded people, but yeah, it really did kill chivalry. Not the distinct lack of a spine that you're talking about, but being a gentleman. That really doesn't happen much anymore because there are so few ladies. And I mean proper ladies, yeah? Not the purple-haired pincushions you see spitting in people's faces in the name of feminism.
And now we have a generation of men, because they're trying to respect your feminist viewpoints.
Speak for your fucking self, Colton Wayan. I think I've made it pretty clear over the past 100 videos or so that their feminist viewpoints are the highest caliber of bullshit. Give me an old-fashioned girl any day, or have a girl give me an old-fashioned. I'm really not fussy on that. But I can't respect someone's point of view if it doesn't allow for them to respect mine.
That aren't learning the skill sets to provide and protect.
I can agree with that bit, actually. We've now got a fuck ton of men who are either unable or unwilling to stand up for themselves beyond penning a sternly worded letter. We had those back in the day too, but there just seems to be so many more of them now. I don't know, maybe I'm just exposed to them more than I am regular people. The cost of running a channel like this.
Women, there are men who take great pride in providing and protecting, and while doing so, we raise you up, not push you down.
I think they've been raised up plenty enough already, Colton Wayan. Fucking hell, grow a pair, will you? I'm getting some seriously beta vibes from you right now, despite all the hand-to-hand combat skills, which you guilefully remind me of by having boxing gloves in the background. I get the feeling you're one of those guys who says, I can't say if I'm a feminist, only a woman can say I am. Absolute fucking pussy.
So please let the ones who value you show you. And let's all do our part to help the young men coming up to learn to embody the attributes that innately make most men feel fulfilled.
Oh, so it's a purely selfish thing then, is it? I'd be a little more on board with all this if it were. But it's not. It's some virtue-signaling mating ritual for those with an IQ you can divide by 0. Oh, and it's a fucking cult, isn't it? Get your members-only apparel by taking the pledge. Kiflom.
Peace and punches.
Peace and what? 3 words has got to be a new record for someone contradicting themselves, hasn't it? What the fuck kind of crack is this guy on? So anyway, there we go. A cult for the modern cuck. $10 a month is actually pretty cheap as far as most go, though I'm sure once you've signed up and taken the pledge, there are other expenses, such as renouncing rational thought and the eventual removal of the testicles. But there is a merchandise section for members only, so there's always that. Thanks for watching, guys. Please consider becoming a patron and joining my cult. It's much more fun and you can be as much of a prick as you like. The link is in the description, and remember... Now it's 10 minutes long. Nice one.